All right, guys, we have cleaned the fuel tank of the Ford truck that we're working on outside. We're gonna show you how clean the new tank is. And then we're gonna go to the truck. I'll show you the fuel ball. I already removed the fuel ball yesterday. I did that off camera. I'm gonna show you how dirty the fuel ball is. I will clean the fuel ball off camera. I'll put everything back together and then I'll bring you guys back up so we can start this. Right now we are ready to install the fuel pump. Actually, I mean the fuel tank, not the fuel pump. Let me grab the sending unit. Here is the new sending unit that we got from Napa. Before I show you guys the inside of the tank, let me show you the part number. That's the part number right there of the fuel sending unit. So this is what we're gonna install. Okay, look at it. Nice and shiny. That's our fuel sending unit right there. Okay, now let's look inside the tank. Look how clean it is right now. Check that out. Very clean, very nice. We cleaned it as much as we could. And then we're gonna put brand new fuel in it. Perfect. All right, so that's it. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt this fuel sending unit on the tank, and then we're gonna install the tank off camera, and that should be good to go. So now let's go to the truck. I'm gonna show you the fuel ball. I will do the cleaning off camera. We're gonna install a new fuel filter in the fuel ball. We're gonna put new fuel in this. After that, this is gonna be good to go. So let's go to the truck. So here's our fuel ball. We took this off yesterday. Okay. So we're gonna clean this very well. Now I'm gonna remove this fuel filter cap. Let me show you what we have inside. Look how dirty this is. Bam, 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 bam. You ready to see? You ready? You ready to see how nasty this thing is? Look at the filter. Very bad. Now look inside. Look how gross this thing is. See, do you think this truck would start with all this junk? So, see how dirty that is? It's very bad. Okay, so we're gonna have to clean this very well. I don't think we have to replace this heating element here. This is a heating element. This heats the fuel, you know, when the outside temperature is cold, but it looks fine. It doesn't look broken. Okay, so I'll clean the fuel ball very well. I'm also gonna check there's an electric pump on the rail. I'm gonna check it out. I don't think I need to show you how to do that. It's a 2-wire pump, very basic. I'll make sure it's getting power and ground. I believe it is, because last time when we were doing our test, there was a lot of fuel coming to the fuel ball. So that electric pump is most likely good. If it's bad, I'm gonna change it. We're gonna clean the fuel lines. We're gonna clean everything, and then we'll put everything back together. I would love to show you that. I'm sure some of you would wanna see the whole process, but guys, I don't like working outside. This is why you have to help us find a bigger shop so we can have big lifts. If we were doing this on the lift, I would have filmed the whole process. But since we're doing it outside and I'm doing this on jack stands, I'm not gonna put cameraman Kyler to the pain of filming, you know, on jack stands, on the gravel. Yeah, it's not really safe. So when we get our big shop and we have our big lift, we will be filming everything, okay? That I can tell you. So I will do everything off camera and then I'll bring you guys back up. Ian has cleaned the fuel bowl. He's gonna show you what he did right there. Look how clean the fuel bowl is. You did a great job, Ian. Look at the outside. Nice. Nice, that's how I like it. Great. If this truck could talk, it would be saying thank you right now. Saying thank you, Ian.
You're welcome.
Thanks for taking care of me. Okay, so fuel tank is clean, fuel bowl is clean. We're gonna put a new filter, we're gonna clean the lines, and then we'll bring you guys back up. So we're gonna do the rest of it off camera. Ian, you and I are getting ready to put the tank back on, right?
Let's do it.
We're gonna put the tank back on, and after we put everything back together, we'll bring you guys back up so we can fire up this truck. I'm sure after we do that, this truck is gonna run. So, Kyler, thanks for being here. We'll bring you guys back up really soon. We are back on this Ford F350 with a 7.3 diesel. When we were working on this truck last time, we couldn't start it. It was a crank, no start. The customer dropped off this truck. He drove it here. After it got here, it wouldn't start again. We did the test. We determined that there wasn't enough fuel going to the cylinder heads. We dropped the tank. Everything was filthy. It was very dirty. We cleaned everything. We installed the fuel tank off camera. So we installed a new fuel sending unit. We cleaned the fuel lines. Now we're about to install a new fuel filter in the fuel bowl, and then we're gonna start this truck. So if we made the right call after we install a new fuel filter in the fuel bowl, this truck should start. What do you think, Ian?
I think it should.
You think it's gonna start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's go under the hood and install our new fuel filter. All right, so here is our brand new fuel filter from the dealer. This is the part number. Actually, before I install the filter, Ian, can you show this fuel bowl? You see the fuel we have in the fuel bowl? Look how clean this fuel is. And Ian did a great job cleaning the fuel bowl. Can you tell the difference between the fuel that we had before and this one? This is fresh fuel we got from the fuel, from the gas station. Okay, this looks kind of greenish looking. The fuel that was here before looked red. So actually I have more here. Let's show everyone this. This is how good fuel should look like. So the red fuel that we had in the truck last time, I believe that was biodiesel fuel. So someone might have put biodiesel fuel in this truck. So now we're gonna install our fuel filter. So we got OEM fuel filter from the dealer. That's how I like it. Okay, so this is gonna go right here. Okay. Now we have fuel in the fuel bowl. I'm gonna put more fuel in the fuel bowl. We're just gonna fill it because this new filter is going to soak up some of the fuel. So I'm gonna insert our new filter in like that. There we go. Okay, nice. So now we're gonna use this cap. But before we install the cap, oh, actually, hold on, I think I forgot something. Come on. Let me pull this filter out. Ah. Okay. Sorry, I have to put there's an O-ring over here. So when I looked at the bag over here, we have 2 O-rings. I'm getting too excited, Ian. So we have to put 1 O-ring over here. Okay. This O-ring is gonna go down here. Yeah, there we go. Now we can install this. Just like that. And then the other seal or O-ring is going to go over here. Okay, we're gonna install it right here. So it looks pretty big. Okay. Then we're gonna tighten this cap just like that. Then I'm gonna use this tool to tighten it. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yep.
Perfect. We're gonna tighten this all the way. Nice. Very good. We're gonna wipe this down. All right, so we're good to go. So now we can go in the truck and start the truck. But before we go in the truck, I'm gonna grab our battery charger because this truck has been sitting here for a little while, so I'm sure these batteries are getting weak. So I'm gonna connect my battery charger to the battery here. Okay. Right here. Good. Now, I also have my boom boom juice, aka starting fluid. So if it doesn't start right away, we might have to spray a little bit of boom boom juice into the air inlet tube to help the engine run, okay, because it's been sitting for a while. Okay, so now we got everything back together off camera. We're good to go. I'm gonna go to the back of the truck. I'm gonna show you the new fuel tank that we installed, and then I'm gonna take you with me in the truck so we can crank it, or maybe I'll have Ian crank it for us. Now let's go to the back of the truck. All right guys, here is the fuel tank reinstalled on the truck. So we're good to go. So now let's go in the truck so we can start it. All right, so let's see if this truck is gonna run. Let's wait for the glow plug light to go off. Oh, it's running. Nice. Let's try it one more time. Truck is running, but it feels like it's running out of fuel. Okay, let me rev it up a little bit. Feels like it's running out of fuel. At least it's running. It's running rough. I wasn't running before. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We don't have a lot of gas in the tank. I mean fuel, diesel in the tank. We're gonna have to put more diesel in the tank. Now, there's probably a little bit of off-road diesel in the heads. So all that old fluid, that old diesel has to be burnt. And then we have to add more diesel in the tank. And I'm sure after that, this should be good to go. We're gonna have to drive it. Because right now, the fuel light is on the dash. Let me show you the fuel light. So right here, guys, the fuel light is on the dash. So I don't want to run it for too long. We don't have a lot of good fuel in the tank. I'm gonna add more fuel in the tank, and then we're gonna drive this and see what happens. So it's definitely running. It wasn't running before, so this is a good thing. Actually, the engine is getting smooth. Yeah, it's still running rough a little bit. Okay, Ian, can you go ahead and turn it off? So at least it's running now. Okay, start it back up. Nice, okay. Turn it off. Start it. All right, that's good. Turn it off. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We still have the back of the truck jacked up. We're gonna lower it. We're gonna put more fuel in the fuel tank, and then I will bring you guys back up so we can take this for a test drive. And then we're gonna scan it to see if we don't have any codes in the engine computer. and after the engine runs smoothly, then we're gonna give it back to the customer. So it's running, so that's good. Now I'm going to put more fuel in the fuel tank. We're gonna have to make a couple runs to the gas station to buy some good fuel, and then I'll bring you guys back up. I'm gonna give you an update about the green F350 that we were fixing yesterday. I believe it was F350, the one with the 7.3 liter. We started it yesterday. The engine ran rough a little bit. I wanted to put more fuel in the tank and then drive the truck. Now, after I put more fuel in the truck, I drove it. The truck drove well, but unfortunately, my camera had died. Our awesome cameraman Kyler wasn't here. He was working from home, you know. Guys, if you guys didn't see that, you should blame cameraman Kyler. No, don't do that. Cameraman Kyler was working from home. He was editing. It was his edit day. Cameraman Kyler, by the way, thank you for being here. Thank you for working so hard, okay? Kyler's got so much footage. He's working so hard. He's got a lot to do. And sometimes he has to work from home to edit all these videos. So that day I was here with Ian, actually. We were using our little camera. We filmed. Actually, we're gonna show you the other footage you'll see was me and Ian filming. And then when we got towards the end, the battery on the camera died. And that was the only battery I had. So I couldn't show you as we went on a test drive, but just take my word for it, okay? We test drove the truck drove well, the truck was fine, but when we got back, we noticed that the fuel tank that we had dropped started leaking. So when we investigated more, I mean, this was happening in the back, okay? It didn't prevent the engine from running. The engine was running, everything was well. The tank started leaking. There was a little rusty spot on the fuel tank. I believe after we cleaned it, we got rid of all that rust, and then it started leaking. So I called the customer. I told the customer, I said, hey, although your fuel tank wasn't leaking when you dropped the truck here, but we cleaned the tank. Now the truck is running because it wasn't running before. Now it's running, everything is well, but the fuel tank is leaking. So we're gonna have to change the fuel tank. I'm gonna send you an estimate for a fuel tank replacement. I'm gonna give you a break on the labor. I'm just gonna charge you half price because, I mean, you didn't predict this and we didn't know. You know, I kind of should have known, because when I dropped the tank, I saw how rusty the bottom of the tank was, but I was like, if we cleaned it, it's gonna be fine. But we cleaned it, we took the rust off because we cleaned it very well, and now it started leaking. So I told the customer, I can give you, you know, half off on the labor, but you have to buy the fuel tank so we can install it for you, you know. And then I talked to the customer. The customer said, you know what, I'm glad the truck is running. I'm gonna come pick it up and I'll see if I can get a cheap fuel tank online and I can drop it off and replace it myself. So actually replacing the tank on the truck was really straightforward. So I believe the customer is gonna do it himself. He came and picked up the truck. He actually drove it off, because remember, we couldn't get the truck to start last time. He drove it off out of our lot and he was happy. So we got another happy customer. So sorry we couldn't show you all of this. You know, camera died and there was a lot going on around the shop. So I just wanted to give you an update. That's done, the truck is done, it's out of here. I felt so good actually to work on that old 7.3. I don't work on 7.3s as much as I used to. So, you know, I love those engines. I was so excited as I was, you know, going through the process of fixing that truck. So I wanted to let you guys know, I hope you like the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumb down. But if you do, tell us why so we can make better videos in the future. If you're a subscriber, thank you for coming back to watch this video. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any comments, questions, criticism, leave them in the comment box. The famous man behind the camera, cameraman Kyler, thanks for being here. See you guys next time.